You hear about when he changed the law? Well, maybe he didn't do this, but California, you cannot have an ID to vote. It is illegal for you to show your ID to vote.
It's illegal?
Illegal. Look it up.
I heard
California is.
You know
the
why
worst
they
state,
did that,
bro.
don't you?
About this for illegals to vote.
They want every illegal to vote,
They
and
can control.
they can influence like, hey, the other guy's bad. Look, we ain't had a good
Let's
president
kill-
in a long time.
let's
I'm
kill
just going to say.
politics.
You know something?
Hold on.
That's a
Look
lot of
this up
people.
real quick though.
That's a lot of illegals.
Yeah. That's why they
Well,
opened that border up.
West Coast, that's a lot of illegals.
Yeah. They're thinking it's a lot of votes because they don't know ground level.
Look this up real quick. I heard. I don't know if it went through or not, but California started or was trying to start an exit tax. So where if you leave, they was gonna tax that ass just for leaving. Like you can't decide to move out.
It does something. How the
They're just going to implement it on their own.
State
Hey.
tax exits and other innovative ways. Okay, let's see what it says here. This is from the Forbes. I don't know their political position. So,
Really, in this year.
before moving from a state or establishing a second home, know how the state you currently reside in will react. Okay, yeah. A proposed wealth tax in California would tax residents and businesses with annual income exceeding. Okay, so they're super rich.
Oh, I'm just a little bit under that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even people worth less than 30 million should be worried about this. Once the tax is intact, it would be easy for the state to reduce the threshold amount. You see what they're doing there? Let's set it to 30 million and then lower it after it gets approved. Some real estate holdings will be exempt from the exit tax, but gains on those properties already face state capital gains taxes when sold.
But that's just how it is anyway, isn't it? Because we all got used to that.
What I heard is like if you wanted to move from the state because they're getting so many people leaving. If you wanted to move, it was going to tax you for moving out of the state.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
One-time fee of leaving.
Is that legal? That sounds like treason.
Right,
I don't even want to say that word, but that sounds like, how you going to do that?
They said it was targeted toward wealthy residents because they didn't want the wealthy.
I don't care if you got $50 billion. Like, you can't charge me for leaving.
You can't do that, man. I had to side with the rich on that. How you want?
Hold on. How residents are still taxed when they leave. Even without the exit tax, California can still tax income from California services like rental property and business revenue after you leave. Treat you as a California resident for tax purposes if the state determines your ties are still strong. Some people get confused with an exit tax, even though it's just a standard state tax enforcement.
Okay.
Right now, it's not established.
Okay. No exit tax is enforced in California right now.
It needs to stay that way.
The goal was to keep the wealthy living in California.
They was getting pissed at the big wigs leaving, like Elon. When Elon left.
Did Elon go to Texas?
I don't know.
Austin? I don't know. Well, I mean, SpaceX is down there, so.
California was tax happy, so it's like, nope, we got to go.
But I mean,
stop fucking with the space.
For a state to pass a law where you are not allowed to show your ID to vote is scary.
Now, is that real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's find out.
I don't want the Grinded Up podcast to be spreading fake news.
Right.
Yeah. We always got to look some shit up. Yeah, make sure we
They're just making up shit.
Yeah, like you thought I made up on the trivia question.
Fake news.
Yeah.
So that looks good behind it.
Yeah, man, it be only opinionated shit though.
Oh, look. California generally does not require voters to show ID at the polls to cast ballot. Most voters can vote without presenting ID when they show up. If you're voting for the first time after registering by mail or online and didn't provide certain numbers, you may be asked to show some ID or a utility bill.
So how long that's been going on?
There it is. Look, in 2024, Governor Gavin Newsom signed a law that bars local governments from requiring voters to show ID before voting. This means cities or counties cannot impose their own voter ID rules requiring IDs to vote, and efforts in places like Huntington Beach to do that were struck down by courts or blocked. So that is SB 1174. State law actually blocks local ID requirements. Dang.
So you can just walk up and say you're somebody?
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
So like you said,
you could just come over from a boat and vote. From the boat to the vote. Let's go.
There you go.
Make sure it's Biden.
Like you said a little while ago, illegals can you get 300,000 illegals to vote. You might get 60% of them to vote your way.
Yep.
You absolutely can.
Because they do. I don't know if this is true, but there was like something about they get money when they come in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Was it like 5,000 or it was something like that?
So bring your ass on in. Come on, you come on and vote.
Yeah.
You worried about that. But if you try to leave.
Yeah. We gonna tax that ass. Because you should have voted for Biden and you didn't. So now you got paid.
Videos
now you're going to have vitamin. Man, those grinded up guys in St. Louis, I need them off the air right now.
Right. What videos we do nice.
Don't walk ass out of handcuffs.